So this is lesson 89, value problems in Algebra 1. And I need a much thicker pen here. And I have the story problem, the very first one here. And we'll just do two of these. It's a pretty short lesson. One of the things that you want to look for when you're doing story problems is bits of equality, things that you can say are equal to each other. So for example, airline fares for flights from Tifton to Adele are $30 for first class, $25 for tourist class. If a flight had 52 passengers who paid $13.60, how many first class passengers were on board? Alright, so what do we know that's equal? We know that the flight had 52 passengers. And of those 52 passengers, we had the number of first class plus the number of tourist class is 52. There were 52 total passengers on that flight. So, doesn't matter how many were first class, how many were tourist class at this point. When you added them up, you got 52. So that's an equal statement right there. We also know that first class paid 30 and tourist class paid 25. And with only $5 difference, I'd sure as heck pick first class. Alright, so, and we know that if you took the number of passengers who paid 30, the number of passengers who paid 25, you would get 1,360. So the number of first class passengers who paid 30 plus the number of tourist passengers who paid 25 equals 1360, right? We took the number times how much each one paid plus the number of tourists times how much each one paid, and that's what we've got. So we've got two equations here. Alright, so that makes it nice. And we are going to do, well, you could do either substitution or elimination here. Let's go ahead and follow what the book says. Let's see what they did. They did elimination. So let's go ahead and rewrite this in blue. I'm going to write this equation on top. 30 NF plus 25. I usually put the number first and the letter last. And let's write the second equation. Okay, so there's my two equations. Now if you remember with elimination, you are trying to get this number here and this number the same, or this number and this number the same, so that you can subtract them and get rid of one of them. So let's multiply this whole bottom by a negative 30. Now I could have multiplied it by a negative 25 and gotten rid of this, but it doesn't really matter. Alright, so let's rewrite this bottom here. In fact, let's go ahead and get all this junk out of the way, and we'll put this, let's see, like that. Anyway, it's times, this 30 is times everything, or, oops, I'm sorry, I've got it in the wrong place. That's why I'm having so much trouble, isn't it? Alright, sorry about that, guys. I guess I'm so confused. Alright, let's go ahead and rewrite this. 30 NF plus 25 NT equals 1360. And the bottom is going to be negative 30 NF minus 30 NT equals, let's see, 30 times 52 is going to be 1560. Crazy I can do that in my head, huh? Okay, and it'll be negative. Alright, so now we're going to add. Those disappear. This gives me negative 5 NT equals, and that'll be 200, and that's negative. Divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5, and we get NT equals 40. very important concept there, because we know that there were 52 passengers. Well, if 40 were tourists, then we could figure out that the first class was 12. 52 divided by, or minus 40 is 12. And that's it for that one. Let's go to 89.2. Okay, so on the second one, with Wataksha's dress shop, we're again going to look for things that have to do with equality here. So the first thing we're going to do, well, let's read it. Wataksha's dress shop sold less expensive dresses for $20 and more expensive dresses for $45. Shop took in $13.75 and sold 20 more of the less expensive dresses than the more expensive dresses. How many of each kind did they sell? Alright, so again, we're looking for equality here. And my first piece of equality is going to be the number of less expensive dresses compared to most expensive dresses, or more expensive. And we know that the number of less expensive dresses was 20 more of the less expensive dresses than the more. So 20 plus the more expensive dresses. Whoops. Plus. Now, do you see how I got that? The number of less expensive dresses, they sold 20 more of the less expensive dresses. So if they sold 40 of the less expensive dresses, and that was 20 more, then they only sold 20 of the more expensive dresses, right? Well, I don't want to show that those aren't equal. The less expensive dresses, we sold 20 more than. So in order for this to be equal to the most expensive dresses, we had to add 20 here. So now this number here is equal to this. So for example, if she sold 60 here, how many did we sell over here? 40. Because this number is 20 more than this number. Well, in order for them to be equal, I have to add 20 over here, and that's what I did right there, is I added that 20. Alright, so that's my first equation that I was able to make. Now I'm going to look at how much money I made. I made $13.75 by selling a number of less expensive dresses for 20 bucks and more expensive dresses for $45. I don't know why I circled that. Apologize for that. Alright, so now I have two formulas. So let's go ahead and rewrite these in red. My first formula is this one. My second formula, alright, pen. I ordered some more pens on Amazon, so hopefully when they come everything will change. Okay, and so for this one I'm going to use substitution. So let's get all of this junk out of the way. Move that up. We're just going to be concerned with the red. So in the bottom equation, whenever I see an NL, I'm going to put a 20 plus NM in its place. That's what my substitution does. Okay, now I've got one equation there, and I've got to distribute that. So I've got 400 plus 20 NM plus 45 NM equals 13.75. Let's add those. Subtract 400, and that's going to be, is that, let's see, 975, and this is 65, because those went away. Let's move all this junk up a little bit. Give me the right. Okay, then I divide by 65. Divide by 65, and the number of most expensive dresses is 975 divided by 65 is 15. The number of least expensive dresses will be, because we sold how many? 20 more. So the least expensive dresses would be 20 more than 15. So we sold 50 dresses altogether. And that's it for problem set 89. The ones that they're having you do in these practice problems for this assignment are going to be exactly like the ones I just did. So make sure you follow your examples that I went over so that you can get them all down, because when you see these on a test it's going to really stink if you don't know how to do any of them because you didn't take the notes on them. Alright, so that's it for lesson 89.